Hello. Hi. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. My name is Salman Bulampati, goingsolomedia.com, and we are bringing, some of the best, experts on the show and doing, trying to help you out with all the, the solutions and stuff like that. Welcome to the show. This show is called as motivational power. Yes, we all need motivation. We all need, encouragement. So my name is Salman Vulampatti. Our show is called as goingsolomedia.com, and I welcome you all to this show. So how are you doing? How are you doing, everybody? Yeah, it's a. I know that it's a really situation, discomfort out there, as I can understand. But we can get through this. We can go through this. It's not a big deal at all. So, so thank you very much for being on the show. I hope you have been bit of discomfort out there, but I tell you, I encourage you that this will pass by. It will not stay long. So take courage and take heart and move forward. So today's topic is, work with your heart. Speak and work with your heart. That is the topic today, and this is my book. It is the second chapter of my book, Stand Out with Your Heart. Could you able to see it? Yes. So Stand Out with Your Heart is the book. It is available on Amazon and you can purchase it. And we are talking about speak and work with your heart. So that is the topic for today. And thank you very much for dropping by. And my name is Salvan Vulampati. Once again, I'm a motivational speaker. I run a leadership academy in Bangalore. So, particular topic, speak and work with your heart. See, when I was writing this book, I was actually reading many books. So I was also thinking, you know, why we could not able to. What are the roadblocks for our growth? What are the roadblocks we are facing in each person's growth? So while I was thinking about that, I found that most of the people, are using their minds a lot. That is one phenomenon I was observing, my friends. So yeah, so this was the reason. The first one, the first principle I gave it in my book, Stand Out with Your Heart, was everyone should feel as a leader. Everyone should feel that they are a leader. They are leaders. So that was one area actually I was looking at. Why people could not able to reach their fullest potential. Why people could not able to, you know, grow to the. Why are they getting, why are they getting, why are they getting stunted? Why is that growth is not, progressing to the way, to the extent it should be? That was my search while I was writing that book. So what will be helpful for people? What will be the principles that will be helpful for people to grow? So in the last few sessions, I spoke about what's the benefit of thinking that we are leaders in our lives and in the society. So that we had discussed that, if we really think that we are leaders in our respective areas of our work and duty, whatever you are doing, you have to do it as a big expert yourself. So that is exactly, and again, a very purpose of being here on the earth. We need to do, we are called here to accomplish something. So that is what is my reason. So in order to accomplish something, in order to manifest something, which is beneficial to society, you need to feel that you are here and you are a leader. Then you can work with people. You will have the emotion, you will have the energy and drive to work with people, and and to learn from them and to ask for help, and all that stuff. So that is exactly why in my first chapter I said, you are a leader. That was my first chapter. And the second chapter is speak and work with your heart. So that is what. So I was wondering, as I told you, I was thinking what would help people to grow to their fullest potential. So why I have taken this, because most of the people, as you see, they're working with their minds. For example, if you just say call some people, if you're cold calling, let us say if you have a business and you call people, hey, this is I'm so and so, my we have this product. So that other side, the people, what happens? They'll say, hello, yeah, yeah. They'll just cut you off, saying that uh, we have something, we are busy, we cannot go off. And I try to call people and they say we are busy. When I said that, I knew for sure that they wouldn't come across some other. I said, my name is so and so. My name is Solomon Volapathamanatha. I wrote a book on success and growth, and that will be useful for you. So whenever and this news comes to you on the phone, when somebody calls you and tells you there is success and growth. So suddenly what happens, you have to receive it. But unfortunately, most of the time they just think that if I take the call and say hello and speak about it, this person thinks that I'm not busy. So generally, majority of the people, we follow the majority of the people, whatever they're doing. Especially when we talk to some person, says, let us say, hello, how are you doing? I'm doing great. Do you have few minutes? Can we talk? I have something to tell you. What they say, thinking that if we have time and if I listen to that gentleman, that person, this others will think that I am I'm not having any work here. So I'm sitting, jobless or without any work. So most of the people are thinking that what will be the other person thinking about me? Think about me. So that is exactly what is the scenario we are facing in the current world. So otherwise, so that is the reason why most of the time we couldn't get across people on the phone. You either, again, if you have to take an appointment with people, especially this context is very relevant to India, because in India we follow the corporate people, whomever the big companies, those executives are behaving or talking, or how their behavior is. The rest of the crowd is, rest of the people, they tend to imitate those people who are in the big places. When the big places people, whatever they speak, hello, good morning, I'm so and so, I just want you. Then no, we don't have time, I'm very busy. So then you can tell me. So that's how it happens. Suppose and say, if you is to take any appointment, let us say, generally people think here that the appointment whatever you have taken, that person uh, will not keep the word, and he or she might think that so 9 o'clock you be there in the office, come over and meet me at 9 o'clock. And again they say that call me before you are coming. I was wondering most of the time, what is the point in calling them again? When you have taken an appointment at 9 o'clock, the other person was telling us, call me before you come. What is that? What does that mean? I really don't understand. When you have given 9 o'clock, for your time for me to come, that I'll be coming from far distance, crossing, such long distance, and the traffic and everything, and you still ask me to call you before you are coming. That you are not, honoring my your appointment, your time, or my time. Is it the case? So I don't know. I understand. And I tell given 9 o'clock, and you have to say that call me. You come there straight away. You come. I'll be waiting for you. But in general, most 99% of the cases, they say that call me before I come. And when you go there, and you have to wait for about 45 minutes. So if we are doing this way, wasting the other person's time, And you can imagine, what kind of growth we can really talk about, or we can really, bring it about. So, my dear friends, so this is exactly the reason I have faced all these years. This is exactly the problem with companies. People do not respect the promise they give to the other person. So that is exactly the reason why I said in this chapter, you have to keep your promises. So why this phenomenon of saying that uh, if someone calls you out of the blue, and if someone talks tells you, why do you say, if at all genuinely, if you have some reason, you can always say, and you can give the time. Say, look, you have called me at this time, and this particular time I'm busy, so call me after this time at but this particular time, and after my meeting, or after my whatever work I'm doing, after that I'll be relatively free, and we can talk about that. So you can say that. But in most of the cases, people are just trying to show off or push off people, thinking that if I don't cut the collar, if I don't say that, I'm not doing any work, I'm not a successful person. So that kind of mindset, is actually hurting the growth of the person. Suppose and say, if someone calls me, let us say, for example, even if I am in a meeting, I wouldn't take the call. If I take the call, let us say, for example, if someone talks that, hey Solomon, there is a seminar which is at a reasonable price, and it will be helpful for you, and would you take it? Then I say, just oh, hold on please, hello, yeah, I really like to listen to it, and really like to know what is this about. Can you please explain in few words, say, quickly, so that I have something. So I will talk to him, and then I'll say, okay, fine. Or otherwise, I will check it out, and I will think it over, because I'm looking for this kind of things. So otherwise, again, I'll call you back in a few minutes after my work is done. So I'll call them back. I would never say, because see, those opportunities which come to you, you know, will be of great value to you. You never know that. So I wanted you to not to use your mind. Your mind says that, hey, if you say that you are free, the other gentleman might think that you don't have any work. But exactly, it's a myth. It's a lie that is being propagated. So don't go after people. Don't just follow people. Most of the people, they do not know what they are doing, and they do not really. So who said that, if you listen to the person, you talk to him for 1 minute, who said that you are an unsuccessful person, that you are taking the call? Is it written anywhere? Is our so-called authors have written, our experts have written, who are about human development, and growth and success, and the philosophers have said that? No, these common people out there, they do that for whatever reason, and then you took it up. So my dear friends, I encourage you, take the opportunities. Whenever someone calls you or something, if it is relevant, you heard something which is very relevant to your growth. Let us say, to schools and colleges, when I say that, hey, I'm into, personality development, I've written a book on success and growth, and it would be so useful for you, then you say, hey, hold on, I would like to talk to you, this is very interesting. You can say that. What I hear back from most of the schools and colleges and institutions is that we are busy, we cannot talk. He'll say hello, good morning, and then say so and so. They don't have even small, time to listen. So what is exactly happening is that they're losing a big opportunity. Again, of course, we don't stop there, but we keep on calling. And if the person does not call the second time, and we are on a big loss, because we couldn't get through we couldn't use the person's services which came to us, abruptly, suddenly. So I encourage you, most of the time, so much time is being wasted, and especially when you give a promise to be there at that particular, you give an appointment, honor it to the point that you go left. By that, see, again, here again, another a misconception or a myth that is propagated. If you are there, I go to offices, let me tell you very frankly, I go to offices, when they see us, they go inside and then they do something. And then when you got to wait there, and this person comes running, saying that, as if he's, you don't need to do that, my God. For God's sake, please don't do that. Please be yourself. And nobody is going to think that just because you're waiting for the person, that is a big honor for you. That is how definitely you will attract bigger opportunities, you will attract bigger growth rather than faking it out, my friends. I have seen that, and this is exactly the reason why in my book I have spoken about that as the second chapter itself, the second principle itself. Use your mind. Don't speak with your heart. Don't use your mind. If you use your mind will come up with crazy things. So just I wanted to take a break. We'll come back. Take a little break, my dear friends. We'll be back again, and well, I want to stay tuned. Yeah, hello, welcome back. We're back again. Any of you interested to release an advertorial of your company, of your services, you are welcome. We welcome you to come up here, and you can post your advertisement here. We have a big, we have big viewership across Asia, US, Europe, and other places. Hey, welcome back. My name is Salman Bulampurt. I'm a motivational speaker, and we are from WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, TV and Internet Single Stock Network show. So welcome back again. So what I'm speaking today is that speak with your heart and work with your heart, and especially this is exactly there the growth, the real growth is with when when you work with your heart, speak and work with your heart, the real growth happens there. If you allow your mind to run your life and your business, perhaps it will be a different story altogether, my friends. So that is why. So I just want to read out a couple of quotations, to prove this fact. What our experts are talking about. Cease trying to work with your minds; it will get you nowhere. Live by intuition and inspiration, and let your whole life be a revelation. Eileen Caddy. I'll repeat. Cease trying to work with your minds; it will get you nowhere. Live by intuition and inspiration, and let your whole life be a revelation. Eileen Caddy. The understanding that is capable of meaningfully reflect the soul that comes from your heart. Gary Zukav. The higher order of logic and understanding that comes from the soul, that is the heart. So that's what. So, my dear friends, so this is exactly what I have figured it out. Because we are unnecessarily repelling, pushing out the opportunities that are coming and knocking your door by being, by thinking that, if you allow, if you see, most of the time people are talking that they're busy. Out of the blue, if suddenly some person calls you, hey, I'm so and so, I have some service which will be useful for you, stop there, and then tell, hey, come on, tell me, I'm listening. So you can take that opportunity. You never know how that opportunity will be useful for you. Cease trying to work with your minds; it will get you nowhere. So that is exactly what is happening. So most of the time, we are, trying to, when I have this, I really observed this. It's not that just I put it there, this principle, it's as one of the growth principles, my friends. I put it this principle because I knew for sure, I sensed that most of the time, The answers for our questions, that are problems that are thrown, often the answers are coming and knocking our door because they wanted to help you. It could be a phone call, from somebody out of the blue. It could be some majority of the time, it will be a phone call. There'll be a person who is calling, and there you may have a solution for your problem. And there is an opportunity where, which you have been looking for so long. That is again, that could be a biggest opportunity ever. You never know. So I encourage you to work with your heart. Hey, somebody is calling. How nice of it that somebody thought of me. And it's coming at, unless and until if it is of a credit card, selling a credit card or a bank or anything else, and anything otherwise, if it is of an opportunity, if it is of a service provider which is really useful for you, don't postpone it. I wanted you to take it up. And again, when you have given a time for someone, and especially this is quite prevalent in Indian scenario, because here what is happening is that we really don't honor our appointments. You ask any person, any salesperson out there who is is a sales or marketing person, and they don't really but take the word, keep the word, and through which lot of time is wasted, lot of emotion is wasted. That person keeps sitting there sulking, how on earth did I take my time an hour in advance and started there and came here, and look, this gentleman is not there, and he comes running from somewhere. So that there are, you need to follow the principles of the universe. So see, growth also is a principle of universe. It follows the principles of universe, the principle of that are followed in the universe. So you need to respect that time. So that is, see, people are complaining, why am I not growing? The companies say that I'm not growing, and then you ask this gentleman, he's so busy, he does not even have he cannot even keep a word. 9 o'clock if he says to come, he doesn't come on, he won't be waiting there, and then he's so busy. And what if you ask him what is the growth, the percentage of growth that has increased ever since this gentleman has joined the organization, nothing, the same stuff. And they complain that there is no growth. And how does growth will happen? See, if you are there at the plan, even standing outside the gate, I wish some people will stand outside the gate and wait for the person. As the person climbing up the stairs or coming out of the lift, you wait for him. Hey, I'm here. Just welcome. I've been waiting for you. You know how the visitor time. How would he feel? He will tell the whole world. And you wonder that you give into that kind of popular myths, popular thought process that don't wait for people. They think that you are a person who does not have work, and so keep doing something, keep rushing, and then fake it. This is exactly what is happening in every corporate places, companies, and they'll say that they are not growing. How would they grow? It doesn't happen like that, my friends. It could be harsh for you, I don't know. I take this opportunity to please to remind you that this is how the growth does not work this way. And you complain that there is no growth, you complain that there is nothing is happening. It wouldn't happen. Because this customer who has come, this particular person who had come and to meet you, and he sits there sulking because he had so much work, but he honored your work. There and you are not there in the place, and you hardly bother whether they, and you are there, you sell again. These people, they say that they take such a pride that he got stuck up with something. Of course, if it happens because of some problem, we can excuse, but you need to be genuinely sorry for that and genuinely ask for pardon, and you can ask his pardon for that. So that's a rare case. It will happen, but not all the cases. So I am wondering, if you are really worried about, if you really to look for growth, so follow this principle. Speak and work with your heart. So she's trying to work with your mind. See, this is exactly what is happening. And again, in most of the cases, suppose and say when you are, when you are understanding a deal also, an opportunity also, you tend to use your mind too much. That is again, you are not able to take the opportunities which are offered across the table. Because when you are thinking that, see, suppose when a deal is happening, when you are talking about a business proposal and you are understanding the deal, and then, if you keep quiet, if you keep yourself quiet and sit there, there will be a voice inside you that will guide you. That is again, quietly see, look into the eyes and listen. Most of the time people don't listen. Most of the time when they are talking, when the other person is talking, this person said, oh, I should not hear so much from him, so they cut him and then cut her, and then this gentleman talks, and there is too much of talk and too much of noise. So you are not giving, that so then, most of the opportunities, developments, so that person walks away, and then the other person, your competitor, is a person who works with his heart. He does not work with his mind like how you do. So he will listen carefully, will understand the proposal, and then he would be able to take. So the intuition is the call, is the inner voice that tells you take it. But for that, you need to, um, you need to, you need to, you need to be quiet, and you need to listen to that. See, what happens is, we have, there is a subconscious mind. Most of the time, people are operating their lives and businesses like Robert. The case studies, they study those things, and they hear from people. So such and such, suppose and say particular business or particular vertical of business, a particular sector of people, marketing people. If the marketing people come, don't listen to them, they will only sell things for you, and then no, it should not be like that. So what happens is, we are operating, most of the time on an auto mode way, a robotic way. We are not giving our hearts to guide us, and to tell us what exactly to happen. Suppose a particular person, a marketing person comes, you are shut down. So this person is, trying to, suppose when I say that, please have, buy my book, the people would say, people wouldn't even look at it. Oh, this person is again selling. They could as well, even if you don't buy, oh my God, you have written a book, nice, let me see this. Okay, you can check it up and you can see it, and you can, feel the book, and you can read the, blurb on the back, why this book has been written, and then you can decide. You just don't need to say that, oh, marketing people, they come with some stuff and they'll just try to, hard sell things. So if you have that, most of the time what happens, so if you keep that kind of a thought in your mind, these marketing people are the sales people, come and they down our neck. So if you think like that, so that, that thought is registered in your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind, why most of the people are, in an automated mode, is because they keep some things, some myths as truths inside their subconscious mind. And say, suppose, any call comes, you don't say that you don't listen to talk to him for long, because he may think that, you are not busy, and you are not, and when you are not busy, you are not successful. See, success and busyness is related. I don't know how that particular principle is correct, that particular thought is correct. If you are too busy or successful, come on, give me a break, come on, come on, come on. So that is not how it works, my friends. The real busiest person is the person who has time. Every time he has time for everything under the sun. He wouldn't push away somebody. He wouldn't say that, hey, I'm too busy, that's so busy that I cannot listen to you. Never. And the person is so busy, and he accomplished so much in the whole world. And even he could be a person who does not really busy. Person will always have ears. You will always be full of ears for something which a person has to say, because that is how most of the billionaires work. That is how most of the people, the great people who accomplished growth, this 3% of the people, who created the wealth in the world work and operate. And I do not know how you have taken that, that myth as a, and what happens, how people, let me tell you this, how people, work, because some myths they store as facts, as truths inside their subconscious minds. So that is the reason why any phone call comes, even before knowing what it is, hey, I'm busy. Actually, he's not. If he's really busy, he can say a word. Look, what is this about? So quickly tell me, what is this about? This is about, oh, wonderful. I'm really interested in this, but I don't have time. I'll talk to you right away. So he makes a note of that, and I'll tell him exactly after 15 minutes, you call me back. I'll be right there for you. And that is exactly how opportunity you can find. So all the while you're for searching from outside, paying huge lakhs and lakhs of dollars and whatever money, and you ask the consultant to improve the growth and to accelerate the growth, accelerate it, improve it, and nothing will happen. How will nothing will happen? Because your employees practice this myth, which is actually a lie, and which is not correct, and they follow it. When they are dealing with a proposal, when somebody was talking to them and they really don't listen, because they think that if you listen too much, that the other person is, you're giving the other person upper hand. So that is exactly what happens in most of the companies. My God, I tell you, they won't even listen. Look, you have not understood what I said, but before saying no, please understand, and I would repeat it again to you. But even before that, people, so they don't even listen. So what is happening here? Because they have kept it in their minds, thinking that if we listen too much, we are like, we are dummies. We don't know anything. So if we talk more, then you know more. That is the popular myth. So these are the things that are actually happening. Particular speech, you are so lucky and fortunate, because this is exactly what would be your the scenario in your companies, in respective companies, with your employees, because you hire employees most of the time. In Indian scenario, they hire employees and they don't teach them. And these students, when they were in the colleges, they listened this kind of things. Hey, see, listen. Whenever people call, and they, even if you call the student, they will also say that I'm busy. You see, you call anybody and say they are so busy that they can't even listen to one or less than 1 minute, or about 30 seconds what the other person has to say and has to offer. And what is this call for? Why is this person calling you and talking to you? I knew for sure, some of the calls are for some reason, whatever. Okay, that you can deny. Hey, I'm not interested in this. You can say that. There's no problem. So, my dear friends, so exactly. So you need to stop that, that noise in your mind. You keep on talking. When the deal is happening, when a person comes to you and talks about a particular proposal or service, and you're listening, listen it with a thing, and then you can there will be an answer there. There is a growth opportunity out there. It would be in overalls. It would be in overalls of work. Somebody said, most of the opportunities are in the overalls of work, and that is the reason why most of the people miss it. That's what they say. So in that, it might be looking that it's a different way, but deep in there could be an opportunity for your growth. Or in that call which is coming from the other side out of the blue, and somebody was offering something. Generally what happens, see, most of the time we go to people and say, something is there for me. Suppose, this platform we are, offering, for companies to come over, and, they can advertise their businesses, and they say, and you can do that. You can take it up. And if you ask too much, say, why Solomon is coming and asking me, because, it could be one of the breakthrough, one of the breakthroughs you have been looking all this while. If you take it up and if you listen to it, and you take good for you. So, my dear friends, most of the time we complain that we are not growing. We complain our businesses are not growing. We complain that, people are, we are not growing from stage point A to point B and point B to point C. Why? If you ask why, and I am asking you again another question: how open are you for unseen opportunities which are really passing by you, which are coming to you, knocking your door, and you are reluctant to open it, and reluctant to take the call, and reluctant to listen? And how does that growth happens? You are not in a position to listen. That opportunity came to you, waited there you for a couple of minutes, and hovered around your place, and then, oh my God, how come? How on earth does he miss this? Does she miss this opportunity? Oh my God! And then you shut down because of your ignorance, that you listen to your mind. So most of the time, don't listen to mind. See, out there, people, there are people who might try to trick you or stuff like that, but not everybody. And even trick you'll see it. And I'm telling you, what is that you are putting in your mind? What is that you're putting it in your subconscious mind? So most of the time people talk that, even I have had, one day one person told me, hey Solomon, I've been, I picked up a car and I'm driving. A person said, whenever you see a van, okay, a van, and that person, that vehicle, don't go behind him, because he might stop somewhere and he might cause you some trouble. So I used to watch on the road, whenever a van comes up, that is called as, I don't know what you call it, a van. It's this one. So whenever you find that, so I used to say to my most of the time, I used to find that driver used to cause some trouble here and there, because he zips past and he cuts you like that. So whenever I see that, but again, for so many years, I was under the impression that that particular van, whenever I cross it on the road, whenever I see it on the road, and that person, and to most of the time, the driver behaved that way. But about that particular thing, and I thought some drivers who drive the same vehicle are very good. They're very good people. I really, and again, while I was working over in these big corporate cities, particular people, particular, people from particular region, they are like that. They say, and I took it maybe, and I accepted that thought in my mind, and it was stored somewhere. That is exactly in the subconscious mind, as Sigmund Freud speaks about. So that particular thought, whenever I come across those people from that region, I used to say that, hey, there is a red signal here. So I struggled with that. I never listened to them. There may be good people. But maybe. And I understood that I have lost so many opportunities because of that reason. So I am just, I'm trying to encourage you, if you have stored those thoughts, rethink about them, take those thoughts again back and put it in your radar and see whether the veracity of those thoughts, the truthfulness of those thoughts, and recheck it and reevaluate it, my friends. So that is exactly what I would like to in this. Speak with your heart, work with your heart, speak with your heart. You have, when you are speaking with your heart, you will understand, you will know the person, taken time to call you, the person taken time to come and honor your meeting, the person coming, you be you effusively, the whole heart, be grateful for that person who's coming and seeing you in your office. How many of us are doing? And through this, there are lots and opportunities are coming through. You are wondering why the opportunities are not. You think that only through advertisement. When you advertise in a newspaper, then no. That might be there. But even otherwise also, even if you don't have money to publish ads and things like that, these opportunities are all around you. all around you. I always feel the opportunities are all around me. All I have to do is I have to open up my mind, shut down my mind, and then I should say that the opportunities are all around me. I should take them. Then that is the thing. When you have that feeling, the opportunities are all around me, and they are coming to me for my growth, because I have been asking for growth. When you say I want to grow, the universe is providing you so many. It could be a phone call, it could be a person who wants to see you and meet you in your office. Be there with all your that call which is talking about some service, some product. Hey, if it is of any, it will you will have a kind of a, it will create a ripple in your heart, a kind of a, vibration in your heart, and that you will know. See, most of the time, if I was to run a school, my friends, if I was to run a school and if I have about 100 teachers, if I were to run an office, if I have about 25 employees, do you really think, about their lives, what these employees are all about? You hire them, and do you really think that they have a life and they have to deal with it, and they have so many problems with their, and you wouldn't even think about, putting up a session for them. You wouldn't even think about training those people and giving them some learning. If you give them some learning, they will expand their mind, and when they expand their mind, they see opportunities more brighter. Where there are no opportunities, they will see. So this is exactly, when you speak with your heart, when you work with your heart, this is what will happen. You will see their problems, you will see their lives. Yeah, of course, they are all skilled. So most of the gifted people, they leave the company because there is nobody who recognize. Most of the time, somebody said, most of the people leave the office not just because the company is not giving them any hike or any this one promotion, but just because of a bad manager, they leave the company. And we blame them that they're leaving the company and stuff like that. No person would leave that way. No person would leave the company. All it is because we need to work with our hearts. We need to see the problems which are not said, with unspoken problems, unspoken those issues that he or she dealing in the companies, back at home, back in their personal lives. So you should see, and you can help them out. You can help them out by conducting a session. The session could be by anybody, because you don't need some of the problems. You don't need a full complete solution. All you need is a trigger. All you need is just a small outlet, small spark. That's it. With that spark, the person can find his own solution, find her own solution for the problem. And that session may not be a groundbreaking session. I have been wondering, if they hire employees of 20 employees, 10 employees, 30 employees, and I'm wondering on how on earth these employees are taken care emotionally, mentally, spiritually. What are their levels? What are their mental condition? I really wonder if any of these entrepreneurs, any of these business heads are really thinking about that. So, my dear friends, that is the reason why exactly in the second chapter of my book, I have said that this speak and work with your heart is as the second growth principle for you. I really bet on this principle. I'm sure. I hope I have made it clear to you why it is so important in your this one, and that one call which is coming out of the blue. And that one person which was talking about, who was talking about some opportunity, something which is some service, maybe an answer you have all been looking all through, and maybe it can catapult you to a different trajectory of growth. Maybe it can take you to something which you have been looking all this, and you have been crying for. My dear friends, so that is how it is. And again, when you are talking, it's your duty to listen to him. All you need to do, ask simple questions so that the person can explain a little more, in detail. So your job, when a deal is happening, your job is to explain your vision for your company towards the end, after listening to that particular thing. So most of the time, these young, these MBA graduates out there in the when they have come up on board on the companies, they think that they think that if they don't speak much, they are not smart. My God, your smartness is exactly. It's not just you use your language and words. This that's especially in Indian scenario, speaking English, and who knows better English here? You speak better English than me. I speak better English than you. That is the fight going on there in boardrooms. No, 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 no. That's not the exact smartness. The smartness is seeing that unseen opportunity in the particular conversation, in the particular business proposal or that offering, and look into the eye of the person, see what he has to offer, and look at which is offering, look at it into and into the and see, put it into that particular the growth you are looking for. You will understand, your heart will say, the instincts will say. That is exactly the reason why intuition and inspiration let your whole life be a revelation. In order to, they will reveal the progress in you. They will tell you what really progress is, what is that opportunity is. So the higher order of logic and understanding is capable, only comes out of your soul. Gary Zuko. And listen with your ears of tolerance, see with your eyes of compassion, speak with your language of love, Rumi. So with this, I would like to end my session. So I wish that you take the call, that off call that comes out of the blue, and take it and listen to him, listen to her. Hey, my friend, how nice of you. Tell me. So then explain it to you. Oh, this seems interesting. I will talk to you later. I would really love to listen more about this. I want to learn more about this. Yeah, we are this. When we have some, you know, be that person. Don't try to act. When you are working, you may be a world class organization. I see here, most of these corporate schools, they say that, and you say, and all this while, if you are really, are so, world class institutions, how on earth you could not able to produce a genius in your school? What is it, that big result you have produced over the couple of years of your operation, over the years of your operations? I am asking you straight. What is it, that groundbreaking work, a groundbreaking idea you have created in your office, if you are so smart and so ingenious? So this is exactly where you need to look at. If you haven't done that, if you are really not that kind of a breakthrough go-to person in your industry, you need to, not that you don't have talented people out there, you have talented people out. Every one of them has a talented person, not just because they have done their, they have something to offer for you. It's a genius. All you have to do is you look at the attitude. The attitude is good, and you improve the attitude. If it is at a scale of 10, if it says the person stands, your employee stands at 6, you improve it to 8 through learning. So that is exactly what it is. And if they learn that, and their mind expands, when their mind expands, when they are talking across the table and cutting across a deal, or trying to understand a deal or a proposal, they will use their expanded mind so that they can really understand it. You know why many people, many people, organizations are not able to grow? Because they have not been trained to work with their hearts. They have all been trained to work with their minds. Unfortunately, there is no education that teaches how to work with our hearts. That is exactly, in MBA they don't teach the principle of working with your heart, would they? They bring in case studies, and the case studies, when you learn a case study, you will only imitate the case. You will be only a copycat. You will never be a person who really thinks out of out of the box ideas, my friends. So thank you very much for being on the show. This is Salman Vulampati. Once again, I'm a motivational speaker. I can really do a great session with your employees, take them forward and expand their minds. Let us teach them some principles. My book is recommended. This is a course by itself. It's about 9 principles of success. Kindly order it on Amazon. It's on Amazon. It's a ebook is there, and I want you and again I'm in my academies in Kothunur, Bangalore. You can come over. We have, if you have your employees, I have a conference room. We can conduct a beautiful session for you, 3 day session, and we can really help those people to work with their hearts, speak with their hearts, work with their hearts, make the growth happen effortlessly. Growth does happen effortlessly if you know how, and this is how it is. So thank you very much for dropping by. Please order this book, don't forget, and please come to my academy so that we can conduct a session for your 10 employees, 30 employees. Our conference has capacity of 50 members where we can sit 2 days. If I understand your problem, I can design a great program for you. And I'm a John Maxwell team speaker. So it's a US organization. We have great sessions by John Maxwell as well. And apart from, I will take you first on my course, and then I'll take you problem and your vision. Thank you very much for stopping by. This is Salman Vilampati. If you want your business, you can advertise here on our show. Okay? Tell your friends, tell your business friends. This is a good, it's a WGSN-DB going solo network, and we can really help you spread. We have some of the best experts coming on the show. Sese Shaz is a great a doyen of growth and personal development. She brings her so many big experts. Your business will really get the right word, right wind to spread across USA, Europe, and even we are fast spreading it. And if you want to do a live show, you can again contact us so that we can give you an opportunity to do a live show like me, how I am doing. So thank you very much for dropping by. Wonderful to see you, and please be here. Mine is bi-weekly program, so I wanted you to be the following week Thursday. I would be coming back and want to see you there. I wish you all the best, and yeah, the growth happens provided you work with your heart, open your heart to the whole world, and thank you very much here on this show. Thank you.